everybody. Welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie, Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie, Jessica.
So, we did it.
We did it!
Finally...
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we finally... Mandy has confetti. I don't get the confetti. But we hit 1,000 subscribers. Thanks to all of you for subscribing and being here. So we have our little celebration plan for today. Mandy is just having fun over and over.
Ooh, thank you.
Thank you. Yes. So we have some fun things that we're going to do in this video. We have a huge giveaway in this video that we're going to do. And we're going to have the friggin' prom story.
Yes. The moment you've all been waiting for.
Yes.
So we just had some ideas of things we wanted to do for this video, but we also took some suggestions that you guys had for us to do in videos. So it's kind of just a celebration video of stuff.
Yeah.
So are you ready to start?
I am ready to start. Yes.
Let's start.
Okay.
Okay. First up, we're going to do some Q&A, which is, I think, going to be a great way to kick this off.
Yes, it's something you guys asked for more Q&A, so we thought we'd throw it in here with your questions. So
yes. So question number one, what other genres do you read?
I don't. I mean, I've read a few in other genres, like the one about the girls that we grew up with and their parents ended up being serial killers. True crime. Because that was from home, right? Like we know those people. But I don't want to. This world is so like icky enough. I just want some romance.
I do read in other genres. I like true crime and mystery a little bit, so I will read some of those, but for the most part, I'm just reading the books that you hear about on this channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I do have the Britney Spears book on my shelf to read, so you know.
I mean, I've got my Bible, but we don't include that because that's a gift.
Yes.
Or reading that.
Okay. What was your first book that really made you dive into reading romance books? And we've kind of talked about this one before.
Mm-hmm. I have said before, like when I first started reading, I was doing a lot of fanfic. Woo, brain really just stopped there. And I was looking for something that was dark. I was looking for something that was on audio because I was tired of reading it. I wanted to read to me. And I somehow came across Taken by Natasha Knight. And that's dark. That's like a captive kind of situation. Very dark themes. And that was a rabbit hole. I mean, that's all. Yeah, what about, I mean, I know yours.
But. I mean, mine was the After series. I've talked about that quite a bit. I had COVID, watched the movies, and then decided to read the books. And I had been an avid reader prior to children, life, and all of that. And it just kind of, I was like, oh my God, I really miss reading. And I just started reading. So that really kind of spurred me in that direction. Okay, this is one of my favorite questions. What are the top 3 books that describe your reading taste?
Okay, so I grabbed 3 that I think encompass quite a bit of my reading taste. So I grabbed Sweet Temptation by Cora Riley because it is mafia and it is arranged marriage and it is age gap. Right there, you got a lot of my reading taste. Right? So this really encompasses a huge chunk of my reading taste. Me and the mafia, we're like this. Not really, just in our books. Arranged marriage. They don't really want to be married. Love it. And then I grabbed It Ain't Me Babe by Tilly Cole because this is an MC and this is dark. This also has some cult elements in it because our heroine is from a cult. I love that weird stuff. I love it so much. And of course, dark is a huge part of what I read all the time. This is my very first really dark books. And so this is a lot. And then the last book that I grabbed is Captive of the Horde King by Zoe Draven because not only is this alien, but it is captive, primitive horde. So that's awful. Like I love me some primitive. I love me captive, and I like me some alien if it's done right. So those are my reading tastes. I mean, we could throw some breeding in there somewhere. Oh, I think he breeds her in one of these books. This one. So we're good. Okay, what about you? I'm dying to see.
Okay, so I obviously had to grab Don't Kiss the Bride by Carrie Ann Cole. This is age gap, and this is like my true definition of what a real age gap romance is like. I love this. So this definitely is this is my world in reading right here. If I could read books like this all the time, I would be in heaven. So then I grabbed Ruined Secrets by Neva Altai. I really love the amnesia trope in here. It has age gap, but it also has an arranged marriage situation where she is in love with him and he is like, nope, nope, nope. So definitely, and definitely the mafia, because I read a lot of mafia too. So this book, honestly, if I could only pick one book, I'd probably have to lean with this because it has the age gap, the amnesia, the mafia, that longing, angstiness, all right there. Okay, now because it's our own channel, we can make our own rules. So I picked The Pucking Wrong Guy by C.R. Jane because it's dark and it's hockey, and I loved it. I love the banter in here. It has a little bit of comedy, but not too like over the done. It's just like the perfect book. I absolutely loved it. And again, it's our own channel. So I couldn't quite pick on the hockey because I also really like books like Mile High by Liz Tumford, which is hockey, which is not so dark. So I feel like I really like that darker stuff, but I also still love to read these books. So when I was trying to pick that hockey sports book, I'm like, I can't just go with this one, but I couldn't just go with the other one. So I bent the rules a bit.
Always. You always bend the rules. If I bent the rules, we'd be in trouble, but you get to bend the rules all the time.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think we were prepared for this one. My apologies. What is your favorite book cover you own?
Oh, I'm prepared.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
You look for yours. Okay. So my favorite book cover is a Mystic box cover.
Well, let me just...
there you go. So, Sea of Ruin. I think this is my absolute favorite. This is Pam Godwin. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm a blue and green girl. Like those are my colors, but this cover is beautiful. Obviously it's special edition. And hi. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. So this really, really is my favorite cover. I was like, do I go with It Ain't Me, Babe? Because that is another one that is my absolute favorite. But no, it's Sea of Ruin.
Okay. I have a special edition cover of Help Me Remember by Corinne Michaels that you gave me. I love it. It is set aside to be used for another video later. We're doing a bunch of recording. So I'm going to grab Tide by Carrie Ann Cole. It is beautiful, in my opinion. I absolutely love it. I was rafting when this book went on sale, and Jessica...
It's another Mystic box.
Yes, Jessica was like, this time it went on sale, it was literally on the white water in a raft. And I was like, how am I going to get this book? I have to have it. Jessica was so kind. She's like, okay, I'm going to order my copy. I'm going to message them and see if it's okay if I order your copy and have it sent to your house. And they were fine with that. And so Jessica was able to snag this for me while I was whitewater.
But we didn't do anything sneaky. I had your email address. I had everything I needed.
Well, you cleared it with them
but I wanted to clear it because it was me ordering for her, looking like I was her. Yes. And I didn't want to do anything to get in trouble. So.
And I was getting sent to my address and all of that. And so they were totally fine with it. But I'm so thankful because they did sell out very quickly. But I think it's very pretty, but also just has a little sentimental value because of the kindness from my bestie to make sure I had it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the problem was
I like of all the times to be like really not be able to get online to order something.
I know. And I think the worry was I was paying for it and you just reimbursed me. And so that was where I was like, I didn't want to see my card, I think. It all worked out. It was great. Thanks to those girls. That was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay.
Next question. Will you read a book that does not have a HEA, also known as an HEA?
I don't want to. I tend to stay away from them. I want happily ever afters. Like I said, it's everyday life is crappy enough without AGAs. So I don't like to. I'm probably going to avoid it. What about you?
For me, it depends. Like if I'm gonna read like a true crime or a mystery, I'm reading that knowing that's not going to happen. If I'm reading in the romance genre, that is the expectation that it is going to happen. So I'm not opposed to reading it outside of that. I have read some books in the romance genre that I was extremely disappointed in because it didn't have that. But I also have read a few that didn't have that, but I still loved. So it really, I can't really commit to a full-on answer on that one.
I have to know ahead of time. No, I have to go in blind and not know. Because if I read it knowing that it doesn't have an HEA, then my mind is already checked out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is, what authors are you most excited about meeting at your upcoming book signings?
Ooh, okay. I wrote down a few because, again, our channel, I get to, since you got to do that.
Yes.
When I look at our book signings, so we're doing 3 major ones this year, and then we have one where we will be vendors at that one, and at that one is in Seattle, and Kim Carrillo will be there, so I was excited. Like
that was mine. I was gonna say we're gonna be vendors at Readers and Writers in Seattle.
There's not a lot
really looking forward to seeing us there.
I know, us. But other than us, I'm looking forward to seeing Kim Carrillo.
That was nice.
Yeah, I think there's not a lot of big name authors. There isn't. She's like the biggest one on there, as far as I can tell. It's a small event. As far as
don't sell us short.
Huh?
Don't sell.
Oh no, we're gonna be there. We're the biggest ones there, right? But yeah. So our first one that we have for the year is Romance Invades the Rockies. Yes. As of right now, Tilly Cole is slated to be at that one. I'm praying she's actually at that one because it's not listed on her website, but that is like bucket list author for me. So
I have Tilly Cole for that and Helena Hunting.
Yeah. Which I do like her too. And then the next one that we'll see after that will be Rain City in Seattle. And that one I have 3. I am so excited for these authors. Like number 1 on that list is Celia Aaron. I have loved Celia Aaron's books for years now, and I cannot wait to meet her. I'm hoping she has special edition copies of my favorite books, because I don't have to ship those suckers home. I drive them home. That's great. And then Devaney Perry's going to be there. I'm like just as excited to meet Devaney Perry, and Serena Bowen is going to be there. So I'm excited, really excited.
The author, the reason we got tickets to this event is the author I want to see, and that's Lucia Franco. I am so excited. When I stumbled upon this event, I was like, oh my gosh, Jessica, this is booked way out, but Lucia Franco is going to be there. I don't think we checked anything else. We just went.
No, we just saw
they sold out right after we got them, and we've had them for a very long time.
Like within minutes. But yeah, Lucia Franco was it for us, and I knew you were going to have her on this. I was like,
oh, and then we're looking and we're like, oh my gosh, there's some awesome people going to be here.
They've been adding more, so we keep getting some really good ones. And then the other event that we have for this year is we're going back to Vegas. We're going to do Love in Vegas. And on that list, A. Zavarelli is going to be there, and I heard that she's there quite often, but she wasn't there this last year when we went, so I'm really excited. There are a lot of amazing authors that are going to be there, but she is the number 1 for me.
This was hard because there are a lot, all of these events really that I could like list off a ton, and then we could probably keep the conversation going, and pretty soon we'd gone through every author that's going to be there. For me, I'm very excited to meet Daisy Jane. I'm very excited to meet Elizabeth O'Rourke.
I knew you'd have her, so I didn't put her down. Yep.
I really enjoy Lisa Suzanne, and of course Liz Tomford. So this one is going to be like high, like, oh my gosh, for me. A lot of them are going to be at Wild and Windy West in Phoenix that we're also going to, but that's not till 2025.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, as a side note, we really want to go to Authors in the Bluegrass.
We do.
There's some really good authors there, but we already have all these others. So,
well, because Authors in the Bluegrass happens October
2 weeks before Vegas.
Yeah.
And we just don't have the funds for it.
I know. I feel like we could make it work, but I think our husbands are going to be like, when do we get a vacation? So.
Yeah. Okay. has been your favorite author you've met so far?
At these events, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that you and I will both agree that I'll take one, you take one. At each event, we have met someone that we've become good friends with, and they are both a huge part of our channels. So when we went to Vegas, we met and spent time with BJ Alpha and her assistant Kate. And there isn't a day that goes by. There might be a day, but I talk to them several times a week still. We're very close still. So there's that one. And then there's the one that we both hold dear.
Yes, Karen Crompton, who we met at Love in Seattle almost a year ago.
March.
And she's been a huge supporter of our channel. We love her books, and she's just the kindest person. So that, I mean, definitely. We've seen some big, stars and been a little awestruck, me more than other people. Right. But so it's, I mean, I can't say that we've had a negative experience at these events.
No, and I do have
everybody.
Oh, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, everybody is always very kind and nice. Some authors have more hectic, chaotic lines, so I'm sure that they wish they could slow things down and, have more one-on-one time with people, but it's just the way those events work. But I haven't walked away being like, that was not good.
Yeah, and I mean, when I think about some of the authors that we did meet, especially in Vegas, because Vegas was a bigger venue, like Lilith Vincent and Gianna Darling were both just darling. Like we love, like Lilith Vincent was just the kindest, sweetest woman, and she was all about, she was just so good. I like just good, nice to us, good to us. But I do have to give. You might want to add to that in a second, but I do want to give a shout out to Teddy Hamilton, who's not an author, but he was at the Vegas event, and for me that was like, but he recognized us from our channel and knew who we were. And
obsessively talking about him.
Huh?
For
probably
me,
because I was talking about him. But that for me was like, oh my gosh. He's like, you guys look familiar. Do I know you? And I'm like, oh! That was pretty exciting. So yeah.
Yes. I was gonna say Katie Ray was also a lot of fun. We met her, and I was not having a good photo day, and Jessica was trying to give me like directions on how to pose. And Katie was like, she's like trying to do that too. And she's like, I thought you were talking to both of us. Because I was like, oh my gosh, Jessica, you're bossing around the author.
It was funny because at every author, Mandy's like, I hate my double chin. I hate my double chin. And so I'd go, okay, Mandy, out and down, out and down. And we would, so I'd be like, out, down, Mandy, out, no, down, little more, down. And all these authors are going, like,
this was before we labeled Jessica as aggressively helpful.
I was only doing what she asked me to do. Okay. So.
Okay. Somebody wanted us to, I don't know if they wanted us to address this question or create a video, but our husbands as book heroes, like who would we match them up with? Who would we want them to be? It was a question Jessica and I kind of struggled with. So my personal answer is that my husband doesn't really like my personal life versus what I read about are very different. Like we both have very strong marriages. We've been married for many years. We have supportive husbands, great family men, which is just really different from what we tend to read.
Yeah, I think, if my husband came
and rightfully so.
Yeah, exactly. If my husband started showing attributes of some of the guys in our books, we might have a problem because I love to read it in books, but let's be honest, I would not like a lot of the things that happen in the books in real life. But I mean, my husband's amazing. I don't think you can put him in that category. So
our next question is, somebody wanted to know if we had any more book icks. So we do have a book icks video, but has anything else popped up into our minds?
I think we just each have a couple, like one or two.
Yes, for Jessica, go for it.
Okay, because for me, I called you the other day and I had a freak out, and then I called you a day or two later with a different one. What drives me nuts in books is everybody's 5'3" and 5'4". I don't understand that. I think the average woman is like, what, 5'5", 5'6". Like, I don't understand why is everybody short. And I think it's because like the guys are like 6'7", 6'2", 6'3", and I think it's to show like this size difference where we as women feel smaller and taken care of. My husband is 6'1". Trust me, there's a 5'7". There's a size difference. You get the same thing when the person is average height. It drives me nuts. That drives me nuts. And the other thing that drives me nuts is the foster care system is a plot device. Like, in every book we read, someone's been in the foster care system and it's been this horrible negative experience. And that's not that's shouldn't be the experience for everyone, but I have lots of friends who do foster care, who've done foster adoption, and it's like in everyone, it's this horrible foster care system. And I think there's things that need to be probably addressed in the foster care system. I don't think that every home is like that. There's a lot of great people that do foster care. So that kind of drives me a little nuts, a little bonkers. Like, I get it, but it also drives me bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Okay. So I couldn't really, there's one that stands out, and that's about it, in addition to what we've already talked about. Something I've noticed lately, and it's probably something that's been in lots of books I've read. It's just something that's starting to kind of stick out. Why is it always angry looking? Have you noticed that?
And purple. I've never seen it purple.
Yeah. The head is purple and angry
purple
looking.
Or bright red.
Or reddening and angry. Like, what? How does it look angry?
How does it look angry? And why
what
does
this mean?
Like, you should be seeing your doctor. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been noticing that a lot lately too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's always engorged, purple, and angry looking.
Yes. Where do you buy books?
Amazon obviously is a lot of books, but I prefer to buy from the authors directly from their websites. Typically when you do that, you get them signed, and you can, it benefits the author more. I obviously have my book boxes, but I mean, really, that's it. I don't care for Barnes and Noble. I mean, I'll go and look, and I always have high hopes, but no. And we just don't have an indie bookstore around here. What about you?
Well, Jessica and I have tried to find some independent bookstores, and they just don't carry what we necessarily are looking for where we live.
Yeah.
So I do get some from Barnes and Noble. I do order from Amazon. I try to go to authors' websites. I also have some book box subscriptions, but I would say I've gotten a lot of books recently at our author signing events. And considering someone had to pay extra to fly one of her suitcases home, that should have been her answer too.
I forgot about that. Also, Pango. I have a Pango store, which is in the description, and that's where I do get a lot of books from as well.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay. This is our last question for kind of this segment, because we have another question that's going to kind of take us to our next segment. So this one I thought you would have a lot of fun with.
Okay.
If you ever had to be captured by an organized crime organization, which one would you prefer, such as the mafia, the bravada, cartel, etc.?
I want to be captured by the mafia, and I want to be the Irish mafia. Done. They have to have accents if they're coming to get me, though. If there's a Scottish mafia, I would take that too. And I really want to be taken to Ireland or to Scotland, because you guys see this, right? I'm allergic to the sun. I cannot be in the cartel. It's too damn hot and the sun is out. So, same with Italy. I can't do it. Take me to Ireland.
Mine would probably be mafia, but like the New York outfit.
Ew, I don't want to live in New York either. It's people-y. There's people there. So.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So our next segment is books we disagreed on. As of right now, we could only come up with 4. As of right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just read the book and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
So, Row
by Dylan Page. Loved it.
I don't know. I didn't care for it, but I also read it not that long after I'd read Transcendence, and they kind of have similar vibes. And so once she gets like rescued, I guess would be the word.
Abducted.
What?
I said abducted.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's a rescue, but it's also kind of an abduction. But.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel the connection between the two.
And I felt the connection all the way. That's a good breeding one too, by the way. I loved it. I enjoy me a good caveman, beat her over the head and take her, and that's what happened. So
okay. Then we get to The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Loved it. Thought it was hilarious. It was my first introduction to the fake dating trope. So I read it a long time ago. I don't know if it would hold up right now, but at the time it did. Jessica does not like it.
The book is a rom-com, and I didn't find anything rommy about it. Or comedy. I didn't find any comedy in it. I didn't laugh once. And I cannot stand fake dating. I don't like fake dating at all. So it didn't work for me. Plus it's too commercialized. Anyhow.
Okay. Then we have After by Anna Todd.
In all fairness, I did not read it. Because I watched the first movie and was like, what kind of a freaking train wreck is this? I mean, I did read 50 Shades of Grey, though, so I guess I kind of fall into, like, that was years ago, but long.
Oh, we actually have 5, because we have one more that I like that you didn't like. And again, we're going back to rom-com. It's My Billionaire Brother's Best Friend.
Yeah, no.
It was hilarious. I loved it.
No, wasn't funny at all. Nope, I hated it. Apparently, I think it's my sense of humor. My sense of humor is more of a dry sense of humor. So no, it didn't work for me. But what is it? Helena Hunt. What is her puck one? Pucked off? Yes. I think that's freaking hilarious. I laughed the whole book. Like, wake my husband up. He was sleeping and I was laughing so hard it woke him up.
I love that too.
But these other rom-coms I don't find funny at all.
Okay, so then the last one is one that you loved. I love the author. I did not like the book because I don't like love triangle. And that is One is a Promise by Pam Godwin. I will just say I always pick the wrong person and I am always left devastated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I will just say that Pam Godwin is amazing. She is the dark romance queen, or she's one of them. If you haven't read her books, you should. If you can't handle a trilogy or a love triangle, then don't read that one. But
I was not given a choice.
Yeah, well, because our video
was love triangles.
They voted on it, okay? Wasn't me. So
this is a great time to say, though, because it was a love triangle and I don't like love triangles, I believe I just chose not to rate the book. I did not give it a 1 or a 2 and complain that it was a love triangle or that I didn't get my person, because that's just not the way to read a book. If you read it and then you're like, it didn't work for me or those things, then go ahead and rate it. But for me, I just didn't rate it because I love Pam Godwin. Everything else I've read by her has been a 5 favorite book. Yeah. Just not the love triangle.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Nope, she doesn't like it.
Okay. Jessica, it's time for the story that everybody wants.
I mean, you guys have been holding out, waiting for this story. I'm going to tell you right now, not that exciting.
Okay. So Jessica and I were friends, but we went to our junior prom. Separately.
Yes. And our junior prom was on May 3rd. So we always say that May 3rd is our friendship anniversary, but then a handful of years later, I gave birth to my second child on May 3rd. So I think that's pretty awesome.
It's when we really became inseparable.
Yeah, from there on out. It was
okay.
Anyway, just preface this by saying that you weren't dating anybody at the time, right?
My junior year, I went with just a friend.
Yeah. I never, boys did not like me in high school, ever. I could not get a date if I was to stand naked. Nobody wants to see me naked either. But I mean, I could have offered all the services and no boys would have taken me up on it. No, they did not like me in school. So I'm just, there you go. Okay. Go right ahead, Mandy.
I feel like this would be a great time to show a picture of you from when we were in school.
I have one. This is my senior picture. I have it right here.
I'm thinking of the one of us at the airport playing with the baby toys.
Yeah, that was different. This was my senior picture. I was a baby, but boys didn't like me. So
you look super young. You don't even like, have you seen what girls look like now in high school?
Yeah.
You look like you're in middle school in there compared to high school girls. Like, it's insane.
Well, they say this generation's aging faster than ours. So
suck us. Okay.
I don't know how true that is.
Well, junior year, I went with a friend. Chelsea went to prom with her cousin. Was her prom date. Mm-hmm. And we went to Denny's and it was a great time.
Yeah.
So then our senior year, we went to prom together. This is us getting ready. Oh, I want to. Oh, I don't have anything there. It's books, actually. So this is us getting ready for prom. I'm giving Jessica a hug.
And why don't you send me that too, and I'll put it up on the screen so they can see it even better.
Okay. Then here we are at our cheesecake extravaganza at Denny's after the prom. So this is senior prom. I went with my boyfriend. We went together, like as like a group, you know. So my date was my boyfriend, and Jessica's date. Jessica's date. Jessica's date was not the same cousin from junior. He was a different cousin.
Okay. Yeah. So it was my cousin who was a freshman, and nobody would ask me. Nobody wanted to go with me. Everybody that I was friends with all had dates. So I asked my cousin to go, and he said yes. Grandma paid for it. But the thing that creeps me out. What?
Your grandma paid for her date with your cousin.
She did. She paid for his sex and stuff. No, because my parents had left me and moved to Idaho. Anyhow, so we're in the car. You need to listen to this because you are the problem here. We were in the car. We had to drive to Olympia, which is like an hour and a half away from home for dinner. We decided to go to the Sizzler for dinner. Do you remember this?
Yes.
And I remember we were in the car. We were almost at the Sizzler. Mandy's in the back seat with her boyfriend, who was not top tier. Let's be honest. No.
Let's not throw people under the bus, though.
Anyhow, we don't know what happened to him. It was
I like bad boys. I'm sorry.
It was really bad. So anyhow, they're in the back seat. It's me and my cousin up in the front seat. I don't know why this is so funny. And Mandy pipes up from the back seat and is like, did you know that 60% of girls lose their virginity on prom night? And my cousin just went stark white, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, no, not gonna happen, bud. We don't see that way. No. I do have to say, I have pictures. I do. My first year, my junior year, that was something really special. The cousin that I went with, we were like older brother, because he was a year older than me, and we're still extremely close. And we had always said that we would go to prom together. And okay, grandma paid for that one too. I mean, he was getting prom king. He knew he was getting prom king, and he didn't have a date. And we'd always said that we would go together. And so I have pictures. I have pictures of him and I getting together. I actually asked him to. I messaged him a couple of days ago, and I was like, so Mandy's going to share a prom story. Are you okay with having your face on YouTube? And he's like, yeah, I am proud that I went with you. I love you to death. And I'm like, all right. So this was, and I'll put it up where you can see it. But that's me and my cousin getting ready for prom at grandma's house. Oh, grandma, we got to drive her sports car and everything. It was a night. But yeah, I went with my cousin both years. Jessica's the loser. Sorry.
Different cousins. But the best part is
what?
About the teenage pregnancy on prom night.
Losing your virginity on prom night?
Yeah, sorry. Virginity.
And I have a picture here, but
Jessica was writing K. Webster books long before K. Webster.
Did not touch them inappropriately. We were all raised together. We were all close, but not like that. Okay, didn't happen like that. Yeah, he was young. I mean, I have a picture here, but I didn't get a hold of him to find out. Like, I couldn't get a hold of him.
I forgot that he was 3 years younger than us. I thought he was only like 2.
By the time he was our like prom age, he was Mr. Popular and he had girlfriends, so he would have never said yes. There was somebody who the night before prom said that had he known, he would have taken me, but he was also older and out of school. And he would have had to have permission, and it would have been a thing. And he had a girlfriend, and I'm pretty sure he was just saying that to keep me happy. So yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't have this story to tell about losing your virginity on prom night when you went with your cousin.
I did not lose my virginity on prom night with my cousin. It was years. I was old when I finally gave that up. And it wasn't to my cousin. Yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that little trip down memory lane with us. Yeah. See, guys, it really wasn't that big of a deal. Unless you
We had good times in high school.
We had some great times in high school.
Our next segment, time for a giveaway. Yay! So we have made it to 1K. So we have our big prize to give away. And again, thank you so much to Karen Crompton for sending us all this fun stuff. So there is swag that is coming your way, whoever the winner is. We have this cool mouse pad, this book that says, I put down a Karen Crompton book to be here.
We both have those.
Yes.
Yep.
I actually have mine hanging up. And then there's some stickers and like a few other little trinkets. Then we have my very first Karen Crompton book, Hellbent, and then Heaven Sent. So this is the duet. Loved this bad boy. You know how I like a bad boy from that prom story. Bad boy surfer, a good girl. A lot more to it, but summing it up really fast. The Winter Before. Did you want to say something? You really liked that one.
Oh, I love that one. Isaac is a hero in that one, and he needs to be protected at all costs. Like, just cuddle him, protect him. He needs a big hug. Yeah.
Yes. This is Almost Like You. So heroine on the run here. And we just have a lot of heartbreak and, two people like kind of healing each other. Very good. And then we have lyrics of Her.
Calm your tits.
Yes. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that? Or you just want to throw that out?
A scene, like my favorite scene in that book, where Reed and Brinley, what is it? Brinley are going to meet. I think it's his mom, if I remember right. And she's like, we can't go without bringing anything. I need to get a cheesecake. And he's like, they're arguing about the cheesecake. And he finally says, calm your tits, Tank. If you want a cheesecake, I'll get you an effing cheesecake. And he gets her cheesecake. So.
All right. So I put our names. My 10 is starting to overflow of names. So I'm using our cool little bag. Do you still have yours?
Yeah, it's up on my dresser with all my
swag. I love it. I keep my Sprocket and stuff in it.
I keep all my swag from events in it.
Okay. So are you going to drum roll?
Oh, we're doing it now?
Yes. Drum roll.
I'm really bad at drum rolls.
Megan.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yay, Megan. Yay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
You are going to love this. So make sure you send us an email so we can get this in the mail to you.
Yes, right away. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for subscribing.
Yes.
Everybody.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And we do have more. We have something big planned coming up. It's just not technically here yet. So we'll make that announcement when we get there for you guys.
Yes. So we have lots of fun things planned for the channel in the upcoming months. We're going to do some of those deep dive into authors. And we are so excited to announce that we are going to have an author interview with Karen Crompton. We're going to be recording that here in just a few weeks. So be watching for that video soon. We're very excited to do our first author interview, and how fitting for it to be Karen when she's been such a big part of our channel.
Yeah. And we have to do it as a recording instead of live because she's in Australia. So just to make things a lot more comfortable for all of us, we're just going to do it as a recording.
Yes.
Otherwise, it would be weird timing. So
if you have a question you want us to ask her, make sure you drop it in the comments below, and we will do that in that interview.
Yes, I love that. Okay.
All right. I think that wraps up our 1K celebration, and we cannot wait to be back here doing our 2K celebration soon.
Yeah. So exciting. Hopefully. Yeah. So, yay.
I love this feature.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting us over the last year and a couple of months and getting us to this 1K. We appreciate all of you. We love hearing from you, but just thank you in general.
Yes. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we give away free books. As you just saw, all the time.
All the time.
We love doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Make sure to... All right. Make sure to check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.